It's a nice view, isn't it, Newt?
It's a very nice view.
Oh,
So nice that I've gotten wings.
are you gonna go fly around and review it now?
Yeah, why not?
You started flying creative first, and then
Look,
you.
hey, it didn't work out properly, okay?
Newt is gonna help me review this build once again. Is this gonna become a regular thing?
Well, apparently so, because I keep warping to every world you go to for
Hmm,
some reason.
for some reason. So this build is by EinHonigtee. That's the English version of their name. So I'm just gonna say EinHonigtee because it's a lot easier for me. We haven't explored it yet, so let's go ahead and do that. And maybe just anything you see that stands out to you, just call it out and I can teleport to you. We're just gonna make observations for this one. Just fly around, make observations, because we haven't really inspected it too closely. Newt, you might be able to give more feedback on structure because I think you're just better at it than I am. If I find any organics, I'll
Mm.
comment on them. But
I see a couple of trees.
oh, well, yeah, there are quite a few trees, aren't there? I will make comments
Oh
on those
yeah.
later. I do like the details though already, just from flying around a bit. There's a lot of great
Mm-hmm.
details. And I guess with it being sci-fi, do you think there is like a minimalist approach to the structures? I mean, they have they're
Um,
very basic shapes, but they're textured, they've got lots of texture and definition to them.
well, I was gonna say, I like this. It's
There's a train!
He's done really well, or I'm
Ooh.
assuming it's a he. But with that being said, I think some of the buildings could have a bit more of a bit more character added to them. With it being a city, you don't want two structures to look exactly the same. Just so they can have some kind of definition of um so you know what building they are.
Mm-hmm. Well, some of them, like these two, they look like they're copy and pasted, but there's slight variations to them on the
Mhm.
sides.
Yeah.
They're the same height.
No, this is fine.
Yeah.
Um like maybe not so much of two of the same, just the texturing. Make the texturing a bit different. Obviously, you want straight lines for it to give that futuristic feeling to it or look, not feeling. But you can change it a little bit to make it unique. You know.
Ooh, look at this bench. I know this is such a small
Oh.
detail, but I really like it.
Ooh.
There's actually some interiors in some of the buildings, and I kind of want to go explore all of them. I don't
Yes,
think
I
I don't think
know.
there is in all of the buildings, but I know up here in this train station, this was really
Wait.
interesting to me because
Oh.
I wouldn't have known this was here unless I was flying around the city myself. Oh, and there's
Yeah.
stairs. Wow, there's even chairs and stuff. Oh, there's a fountain? Wow. Okay, so there is some interior. I wonder if the whole
Yeah.
thing has interior.
I've most of the buildings, if not all of them, do have interior.
Wow.
Um,
Good job.
yeah, that's one thing I was impressed with. Sure, it's basic interior designs, but it's still interior nonetheless.
But
Like
it's
that's
also futuristic, so you're
yes.
gonna have basic interiors for that. Or very minimalist looking interiors. Wait, does the train have an interior too? Oh, it does. You can sit on a train and drive it.
Wait.
Yep.
Hold on. This is groundbreaking. Oh my goodness.
I can drive the
Now we can actually
train.
say, I want to. I wanna catch a train. See
You
ya.
can't sit on the seats, but at
I
least get
mean
on the
I
train.
mean
Ooh, really like the covered walkway
whoa,
here.
okay.
Yeah, see, from a distance, like you said, a lot of the buildings look similar, but up close, when you study the
Mhm.
details, um, you can see more differences up close, like different color
Yeah.
usage. There is a lot of blue glass mixed in, but it's not everywhere. Looks like blue is an accent color used throughout on all of the buildings.
Okay, so one critique I have now, just by, observing, multiple buildings, um, with it being futuristic, it looks like he's mapped it out with the bridges here. It looks like he's built these buildings not basing it off of a floor plan because of how the stairs and stuff are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has them put randomly, or at least that's how it feels. It looks like he's built the whole structure and then just built the floors after the structure was built, which, in my opinion, that's not. I find it much easier to build buildings from the ground up, especially if you're doing interiors, because, I mean, I struggle with interiors anyways, so to me, that makes it much easier, and you don't have all these staircases that's like 20 feet tall, you know?
Well, is there a reason behind them being that tall? I mean, this one over here, I can
Well,
see this one being really, really big. But you know what? Does he have anything that implies elevators anywhere?
that's what I was about to say. With it being futuristic, the stairs is kind of a throw off because you would have much more elevators. That's the word I was looking for.
That's the word I just said.
We don't talk about that.
What about over here, Newt, where all of the floors look like they're just a copy and paste of each other with the same flowers on every floor? Like, I know that's not the goal of this is to have the interiors immaculate and perfect. I just think it's almost too symmetrical here with the flowers on every floor.
That's where I was going with what I said earlier. I think he did this to keep with the design here or with the detail here. He
Mm-hmm.
wants the floors to line up, but I think another cool way of doing this so it's not,
Oh, so the stairs
you
line
know,
up with
just
the
as
outside?
yeah, lines up with the detail. But
Mm-hmm.
another thing that he could have done, this is just a tip. If you want it to look unique, but still have it matching with this detail, make the stairs go opposite. So have like a zigzag effect. That would have been pretty cool.
Oh, you mean like it would have been looked like a cross then? Or like an
Mhm. Well,
X?
it still would have been like a, zigzag effect in here, like just because the depth from the stairs to the detail,
Uh-huh.
it would have been pretty cool to see. I've done that before.
I have no opinions on it. I've never built futuristic before, so
No, I mean, at this point, I'm nitpicking because he's done a really good job.
yeah, yeah.
Like with these conduits here, usually there's a reinforcement thing where it bends right here to keep leaks and stuff from happening. That would have been pretty cool to see that. And I know there's some somewhere else I've seen.
That would go on the corner here.
Well, it would wrap around right here where the joint or
Uh-huh.
bend is. Just it's like a tubing
Yeah.
that you would put like a fixture you would put there.
I wonder if I see a lot of offices. I wonder if there's any places like residency in this city
Mm,
or if it's all just offices in this area. Oh, did you see the steamroller over here? The drill?
I did not.
Come
Where?
over
Let's
here and
see.
look at this drill. Pretty cool, actually.
Oh, yeah, this is really cool.
There's even a little cave that I is this an actual cave they dug out? It looks like it? I don't know. Assuming so.
Um, I don't know. This kind of looks like a generated one in
No, but
1.18.
it looks too round. It looks too perfect to be generated.
Mm.
It looks really nice. Okay, since I'm looking right at this tree, I think I should comment on the trees. I really like these trees. I love the colors of them. I love the textures on them. Like the glass coming off is an extra detail. The only thing I'm seeing that I really think is kind of strange is how they're standing on the roots. Um, usually you only see roots like that if it's like the ground has eroded away. And
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong on that, but that's what I always think of when I think of like, roots like this. But when all of the trees are like this, unless it's some kind of alien or faraway land in space, I don't know. That would be the only explanation for trees like this. It just looks kind of funny to me because it looks like they're standing on their roots, like they have very, very strong roots. Which I do
Looks
like
like they
this
got little
style.
legs.
Yeah, I do like this style of tree. I like having little gaps under the roots, but I think it's because they're so tall and skinny, it just looks kind of funny.
Instead of the
That's a very
weeping willow, it's
nitpicky
the
thing though.
creeping willow.
Maybe if some of them had it, but not all of them, because when all of them have it, well, unless it is really just whatever species of tree this is supposed to be, maybe that's just how they are, you know? Because they do
Yeah.
kind of look fantasy-esque. That's a
I
word.
mean, like I said just now, instead of the weeping willow, it's the creeping willows.
The creeping willows, they creep up on
Yeah,
you. They have little
yeah,
legs.
they're
They
just like
can they can
yeah,
walk around. The trees can walk.
they're just, like, tiptoeing throughout the, city.
Oh no. No, but I do really like the trees. They look really nice. And I like that there's a good
Mhm.
variety of shapes. So
Yeah.
they don't look copy and pasted. Also, did you notice that they changed the biome a lot? Like over here, the trees look extra colorful because the biome got changed. And that's a good
Yeah.
thing that I usually don't think about. But I usually don't build at this scale, but that is a nice little tip to, you can even see it going off of the edge of the map
Mhm.
there when we pasted it in. Yeah, it makes the trees just so much more colorful, and
Mhm.
it's an easy way to add variety without, you don't have to actually put that on the asset. You just paint the ground underneath of it, which is
Exactly,
really
yeah.
cool idea. And then you've got the bright patches of trees and then the darker patches. Works really well.
Yeah, that's a cool thing he's done here. So that way you don't have to shade it yourself, it just naturally shades the leaves, that is.
Oh, I just thought of this, but there are a lot of these spaceships flying around, but you don't really, unless I'm missing it, I don't really see a place for the spaceships, like a port for them to
Like a
land.
shuttle?
Or like just a landing pad anywhere. That would have been kind of cool to see things for the actual ships flying around because you got these
Yeah.
big ships, and you got the train station with the train, but I'm wondering if where the ships are supposed to land, unless there is a spot and I'm just not seeing it.
Um, I'm not seeing one either, honestly.
But that would have been a neat addition if you needed
Yeah.
ideas to add. So far, I've only found one elevator in the whole place.
Oh, no. Hey, here's you some custom trees with fencing.
Yeah, some little ones. Or there's a
That's
there's
like
a
your
really big fat one here. There's one with a fence and then one with full blocks.
Yeah,
Good
same,
variety
right
of
over here.
trees.
Mhm.
Oh, I
Ooh, I
like
like
these ones.
this. But look right
Oh,
here. Look at this. This is pretty cool. Having, like, the fencing with the,
maybe that's
trapdoors.
supposed to resemble the bigger trees, and those are the little feet. It's got much smaller feet than the big
Oh, no.
ones.
They're like, "You can't see me, we're creeping."
Oh, look, more construction equipment.
Yeah,
Even the construction equipment is white, keeping on theme. There is a lot of variety though in little designs I'm seeing. So that is one nice thing about this is it
Yeah.
doesn't appear to be a
Mhm.
lot of copy and pasting. You can tell there's a lot of thought put into it. It's nice to see when things aren't just copy and pasted buildings. Every building is a unique shape as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
There are a couple things like these two little buildings that are the same but they're slightly rotated or slightly different.
Alright, so if you TP to me, this is
Uh-huh.
a technique I used to do. I'm not sure if he has done this. But if you look down, do you see the middle where the train tracks is?
Right where the cross is?
Yep.
Yeah.
So what I used to do when it was a futuristic build, just because it's a bit harder to map out how you're going to have or like where you're going to put every building, is I would, because if you look at futuristic like pictures, there's always those train tracks everywhere for like people just like commuting without having like a car or whatever, like a flying car. So I would always do a cross to map out the middle, and then have my paths and stuff afterwards, and then build my buildings. But to me, I think he put this crosshair first, and then started just building the buildings, and then did the path afterwards. And that's why sometimes it's hard to, or it's very easy to get lost in this build. That's one thing.
Are you talking about this white path everywhere with the stairs, the gray and
Yeah,
white?
like you can tell he's added that after he built the buildings. Or at least it feels that
Uh-huh.
way. I can't say that for sure. But to me, it's much better to build your paths and stuff before the buildings, just because it's mapped out much better that way. Because sometimes you can run into a
Mhm.
problem.
Because it looks like the buildings were built
Yes.
first, and then they're like, oh, how are we going to get
Mm-hmm.
around to
Like
each
I felt
building?
myself, especially walking instead of flying, getting lost very easily and not knowing where to go. That typically
Mm-hmm.
means like poor mapping of the area before building. So maybe that's another criticism I'm giving. Assuming he's done that. If not, then maybe this was intentional. And I mean, if that's fair enough, if it was. I wonder if this is like some kind of shuttle for like a army, because if you look at the planes and stuff that were built, there's weapons on them, like as if this was like a military base or something.
Hmm.
Because why would you need that just in a normal city, you know?
Can you get inside this ship? It has an interior. I want to get inside of it.
Um, we could
I
become
don't
the
know if we
Hulk and
can.
just break in
I
there.
could break through, but I
Yeah.
just want to look through. It
Become
does have
She-Hulk.
interior. It's so cool.
Wait, how was you just in there?
I wasn't just
It
looking
looked
through
like
it.
almost. I'm gonna become Hulk real quick, so don't mind me.
No, wait, we can just go into spectator.
Oops, I done broke in, so
I'm in spectator mode. News just breaking the build.
Oops.
Yeah, this does look like some kind of military aircraft, doesn't it?
So that could explain why there's no kind of residency or anything.
Yeah. I think I've made all the comments I can think of. I didn't have tons to say, obviously, because I'm not much of a structure or city planner, I should say. You've given more thoughts about the planning and layout than I know I could have.
Well, I mean, aside from that specifically, it's a really good build.
I do really
There's
like
really
it.
not, yeah, there's really not much to criticize.
We're just being extra critical because it's a good build. That's
Yes,
the only reason.
like I said earlier, I'm just nitpicking because of how good it is, and because of the specific details you've added. It it's more so giving like my thoughts personally, like subjective thoughts. Just because I mean, you've done really good here.
If we look at it with shaders real quick. Ooh, it does look really good with shaders. Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm using complementary. I think you are too.
Mhm.
But I like how the inside lights have a warmer glow to them. It's just a nice contrast, I guess, with the outdoor lighting. I
Oh
don't know.
yeah,
It
here,
does add a
TP to
little bit
me.
of color. Well, just coming looking at it from the front, from this perspective, it just looks really nice.
Yeah, I was telling you TP to me because this specific spot looks really cool with the.
Oh,
Yeah, it looks really cool. I
all
think
the
it's the
lights.
glass because
Mm-hmm.
complementary makes the glass reflect a lot.
Yeah.
Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, the glass doesn't appear as blue. I guess there it doesn't because of the lights on the inside, but other places that
Mhm.
don't have lights, you can see the blue in the glass more.
Yeah. Um, just another criticism, real quick. The smoke here. if you were to add panes instead of the full blocks, it would give a bit more texture and make it look more like smoke. Just a little tip there.
But I'm sure in the render you can always adjust those materials
Oh,
manually
yeah.
anyway, so not too big of a deal if you're just going to do it for a render.
Mhm. Ooh, whoa.
Ooh,
Hey, look at the illusion here with the lights
where are you?
right here. Look at this from afar.
Oh, the
That's pretty
sign?
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sign.
Oh, this looks so cool at night. I wonder how it looks without shaders too, but I want to
Yep. I
fly
want to turn
around a
mine off
bit.
and look. Ooh. I think it might look better without the shaders
Oh,
on.
really?
Dare I say? Looks really cool without the shaders on.
You can see the colors better without the shaders.
Mm-hmm. And it like illuminates more, surprisingly.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what shader you're using. And the one we were using
Yeah.
has a very warm light
Mm-hmm.
because the city is a very cool color palette. This probably just looks better naturally because it's cooler lighting. I really do like it. Looks amazing at
Yeah.
night. Good job, especially doing all the interiors. It doesn't sound fun.
Better you than me. um, yes, it's a really good build here.
Good job.